Welcome back once again to Explore Adventure Moto. My name's Travis. Today we are hardwiring my Zumo XT to the 2019 Africa Twin. Finally. I've been using my USB accessory plug. That's the lazy way. But when you're going over bumpy and rough ground such as I do quite often, it rattles loose and it shuts the GPS off at really inopportune times, I might add. So I'm going to be hardwiring into an accessory plug that I know exists already on the wiring harness inside of the bike. For a tutorial on how to take your fairings off, see the video that I have up live on the channel already about doing your air filters, because I go through that process on that left side to show you exactly how to take off your fairings without jacking them up. You want to be gentle-ish when you're taking your fairings off, but I mean, you don't have to be too gentle. It sounds horrible, and it sounds like you're getting ready to spend about $1,000 to replace your fairings, but it's not the case. They're tougher than you think they are. All right, to get at the wiring harness, first thing I got to do is that thing, it's got to go. We've got a bolt here. We've got the same bolt on the other side. And what else do we need to take off? Let's have a look. You're gonna have a look with me. Let's figure out what I need to take off, what I need to undo to take this thing off. So this whole plastic piece needs to come off from around the light, the headlights. So I need to take off that bolt, and there's a push dart. There's a bolt right there. And it's gonna have the same stuff on the other side. I don't see any other bolts that need to come off. Oh, yep. Right here, right there. Little bugger hiding from me. There's gonna be some push pieces, like what's on the back of the side fairings, like this. Those little darts push into rubber grommets, so there's gonna be some of those on the back of that as well. So I'm gonna start undoing bolts and see if we can get this thing off. Oh, no. Oh. I don't need to take that one off. Ha ha! This one has a little swivel clip thing right here that lets me to take this off of this, so I don't need to take that one off. That's cool. I can put that back in. You guys are learning while I'm learning. Guess what? There's probably other videos out there that I could have watched before I did this, but I figure I'd up the failure rate. That's just a little swivel clip. See that? The push darts for this are the same size as the side fairing, so if you get them mixed up, doesn't matter. There we go. Got to get this boot off. This is the plug that goes into the back of the instrument panel. I need to get that off and pull it out of the way so I can pull up the accessory plug that is down in there. I can actually see it right there. See that right there? That's an accessory plug, and that's going to allow my GPS to be switched. It already has the other side on the plug. I just need to pull it out and attach the wires to it. There we go. Get that one. Get that plug out of the way. I will say doing this would be far easier if I took off the windscreen brace. That thing's a pain in the ass to get out. I'm probably going to purposely break it break the, it's on a little plastic push pin on a holder. I'm going to purposely break it just so I can get it out, so I can get the wiring done, and then I'll just electrical wire, zip tie it to some of the other wires, just so it's not rattling around in there, right? Got it. Now we just gotta fish it. Now we just gotta fish it out. That's what it sounds like when I talk with a flashlight in my mouth. This is where we're getting at right here. This is the plug I need to wire the two wires into. And we're gonna go these two because they correspond with the green and the red yellow wire. Those are the wires we need to do. So I'm going into these two. The black from Garmin is the ground, and that goes to green, and the power goes to the red yellow of the bike. This plug that's in the end of this is your male that you'll wire onto the wires for your Garmin. It has these little rubber plugs on it, so nothing gets in here when it's not being used. So you got to take two of them out. You just use one of your, you can use the same pick that you use to get the push darts out for the fairings. Just take the two out that correspond with the two wires you're going to need. Now, I need two connectors that will slide onto the pins that are in there, so it'll be a nice strong connection. And I don't have those pins, so I will have to get those so I can continue this install.
One day later.
All right, I went all over town and I couldn't find anybody that has the connectors, so we're going to do this a little bit more involved way. I'm going to snip the green and the red with yellow stripe wire, and I'm going to solder the Garmin wiring harness to it, and then I'll electrical tape wrap both those wires. Got the bare wires exposed. Now it's time for solder. I already got my soldering gun heated up and it's good to go. I can smell it. It smells gross. It's been a little minute since I used it. Not the best soldering job I've ever done, but it's going to be all tucked away inside here and you're never going to see it, so who cares? That's good. Now this end, since I still have two wires coming to here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the male plug back in here because it has the rubber plugs in the end of it. That seals off that end of it. Okay, wires done. Okay, now before I button all this back up, I'm actually going to connect my Garmin to the power base and turn the bike on and make sure this turns on when the bike turns on, and more importantly, it shuts off when the bike shuts off. Moment of truth. Yep, it's updating. I'm going to wait for it to update. Here we go. There we go. As you can see, Garmin supplies a lot of extra wire in case you got to go down towards underneath the seat or something. So I just got it zip tied up onto my Camel ADV windscreen brace. And it works good. Everything's out of the way, and now it's time to start putting the fairings back on. It finally happened. Lost one of my well nuts, so now I got to take this thing back off and look for it. At least it came off while I already have all the fairings off. There it goes. First time ever. Second time actually, I think maybe. All right, that is how you hardwire anything up on the dash of your Africa Twin. They all, for the most part, they all have that same very similar wiring harness, and they're always going to have an unused accessory plug port up behind the fairing down underneath the instrument cluster section of the wiring harness. So in my case, I used it for my GPS. I still have my USB adapter right here that I will be using for charging batteries in my tank bag or my phone or anything while I'm riding. If you found value in this video or you liked what you saw, give the video a thumbs up. I don't know, maybe consider subscribing. I do a lot of DIY garage stuff. You can find them all in the playlist from the garage. I just try to show you how to do stuff to your bike so you can save yourself $120 to $160 per hour in labor by not taking your bike into the shop. Thanks for hanging out with me once again today. This has been an Explore Adventure Moto production. Stay hairy.